Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for May 11th, 2024, from the book of 1 Timothy, Modesty in Worship, Honoring God and Maintaining Reverence. Previously, we heard Paul instructing Timothy regarding the public worship, which may have raised some questions about why only men are mentioned in prayer, and why Paul emphasizes praying without anger or quarreling. However, when we understand that this verse and some other verses afterwards are focusing on the public worship service, it becomes clear. Just as Paul instructs Christians to pray for their leaders, this applies to leaders within the church as well. Leaders do face opposition, and Paul is urging for unity in the worship, which can be brought about by the church calling pastors to lead the church without a bunch of quarreling and anger. Therefore, the call to pray without anger or quarreling underscores the need for the church to recognize and support its leaders, ensuring that the Word of God is proclaimed and received without any hindrance. Again, keep this public worship in mind as we continue with 1 Timothy. From 1 Timothy chapter 2, verses 9 and 10. Likewise, also that women should adorn themselves in respectable apparel, with modesty and self-control, not with braided hair or gold or pearls or costly attire, but with what is proper for women who profess godliness with good works. In light of the context of public worship services and the preceding instructions, Paul continues to emphasize the importance of reverence and respect in the public gathering of the church. So Paul directs Timothy to instruct women to adorn themselves modestly, with decency, reflecting a demeanor of godliness appropriate for the sacred setting of worship. This directive underscores the significance of maintaining an atmosphere of reverence in the public worship, where believers gather to honor and glorify God, not each other. Just as Paul addresses the conduct of men in prayer, now he turns his attention to the conduct of women, highlighting the shared responsibility of all believers to uphold the sanctity of the worship service. Furthermore, Paul's instructions regarding modest attire reflects the principle of focusing on the spiritual worship rather than the outward appearance, aligning with the broader theme of maintaining unity and harmony within the Christian church. By adhering to these guidelines, both men and women contribute to creating an environment conducive to worship of God, to receive the gifts of God without any distraction or discord. Remember, gathering in church is all about receiving God's grace and mercy. It's not about us. God's peace and many blessings be with you, and thank you for listening. And please take an opportunity to share this message with others. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for listening.